Well, this is probably the biggest waste of time episode of the LP, other than the failed arena run. But that's that. So, alright. It's time to actually, it'll be a strategy one this time. So, we're not going to make any progress, but because I want 100% completion, you're going to want to know this. So welcome back, everybody, to more Let's Play Kirby Superstar Ultra. This is your host, episode 406. And now, it's time to show off all the other helpers in the Helper to Hero mode. You show off how to use all their strategies effectively. I'm not going to be going far with any of them. I'll just show you all their general attacks, and we'll do the Wispy Woods fight to show you, well, a general approach to go for. And that way, you can at least have a general understanding of how each one of the helpers can work in action. And see, they tease Wham Bam Jewel in that cutscene as well. So you know something's coming. Alright, now, it's time to show you all the helpers, and I'll do them in order. Let's start with Knuckle Joe. He is the same as Fighter, so you know. Use all the moves you have at your disposal. Short and long, holding B and stuff. And over here you can grab foes as well. It grabs foes. I don't know if it grabs the star objects. But yeah. Just remember your moves. Long attacks. Short ones for whittle damage. Just remember. You want to be able to use those effectively. Just don't do that. That's probably not a useful strategy in this mode. That one right there. So you can do a lot of whittle damage. Depending on the boss, this may be the way to go. But if you want to do a lot of strong damage. So yeah, whittling like this, or doing a strong whittle like that, is the way to go. An uppercut there and there is good. It's probably best for the big enemies like Wispy Woods. Otherwise, the uppercut's probably not the best strategy to go for there. So yeah. That's something to keep a note of for Knuckle Joe. Alright, next fighter! Parasol Waddle Dee. Well, it's like fighting the Parasol. You're probably better off just, there's not a lot you can do with the Parasol, so, well, you just gotta be able to dash and all that. And, well, you can throw stuff with them as well, but you can also drift down. So, if you want to dodge attacks in the air while not having to, fly, you can do that. Unfortunately, unless you can pull that attack off, really your best strategy of the Parasol is just to whack away. Probably the simplest of all the strategies in the whole freaking... No. It's the simplest strategy. You just gotta keep whacking away the Parasol and hopefully you'll do well. So that's Parasol Waddle Dee. Next, we have Chili. You got Ice here. The Ice Barrier can be useful in a lot of situations, because you can just stay in there. I think you can get attacked, though, so you do want to be careful in there. And then you pretty much just got Ice Breath and this, in case you need to hit something in the air. That's really about it, all you can do. You can also suck in stuff, but yeah. You can also freeze objects, so feel free to freeze objects and kick it at them. So that's one way to go for that. See, look, this does good damage over time, so remember, you can tap B quickly 3 times to activate this without having to run and do it. But if you can run into an enemy and stop right in front of them to do that, that can work too. I don't want to fight the mini-bosses, because that'll take too much time if I fight another thing. And I'm trying to save time on this one. Alright, next up, we have Blade Knight, your standard sword. Remember, full health, you have a sword beam. Make use of that if you want to do some whittle damage from afar. But other than that, well, you got an uppercut, and you got multi-sword attack, which is a very good one. You fight similarly to Meta Knight, so that's something to keep in mind. You've also got down thrust. It doesn't work quite like the pinpoint kick from Bugsy, but it can still work. Actually, yeah, it kind of does, except you make yourself more vulnerable in the end. The multi-sword attack is good if you want to do whittle damage from afar. My suggestion is, if you want to do close-up damage, I suggest do the downward thrust and then running away. That way you can't leave yourself vulnerable to getting attacked. Because that won't be fun, trust me. So who's next? Mirror. Well, you have a lot of mirror attacks to your disposal, including the dashing and just throwing mirrors at people. And you can also deflect projectiles. Remember the fact you can deflect projectiles. The reflect guard can be useful. You do little damage with that, or just try to do quick damage. But you are invincible when you do that dash attack, so make use of it. And don't forget, if you jump, you can do it at an angle. So try to practice the ideal angle to use that attack on. So that way, you can attack enemies in unpredictable ways. That dash attack could be your savior when it comes to Samir. I do have a lot of fun using Samir thanks to that attack. So the next one we have is Sir Kibble. Yeah, I'll go this way, from top to bottom, left to right. Well, left to right, then top to bottom. So Sir Kibble, well, you really don't have much to go on here. You're just throwing your boomerang all over the place. You can do a cutter dash, but, well, unless you're willing to get close to a foe, it's not a good idea. You can also drop a cutter, like that. For some foes, you think you won't take damage, that attack may work out for you, but... Well, other than that, just throw your blades. It's an unfortunate strategy for some of them that you really just gotta play the waiting game. Playing with some enemies in this is a freaking nightmare. It really is. And I hate that fact. Oh, yeah, you have that attack too. I've used it on some enemies, but pretty sure you're not invulnerable when you do those attacks, so I would use those sparingly. Depends on the situation. Next is Plasma Wisp. I mean, I'm pretty sure this one's obvious, but, well, remember, the attack is all about your charge. That's all it is. Remember, you build up a Plasma Barrier that can protect you from stuff. And, well, the guard that Plasma Wisp has is a pretty good shield, so you can make use of that. Perhaps the easy strategy is just to basically charge. And the fact you can fly means you can evade stuff more easily. I mean, you, like, actually fly. You have a very strong attack, so as long as you can quickly charge it up, it's easy. Plasma Wisp should probably be one of the easiest to do this whole mode with. The fact you have an actual capable shield makes him really easy to... Makes it really easy to survive stuff with him. Plasma Wisp might be the easiest, in my opinion. Alright, next is Wall 2. You got your beam weapon here. This is a good attack to go on, although, from far away, of course, you're going to want to do that to keep everybody off your tail. It definitely charges up like a super shot and makes things easy. Capture Beam, I believe, also is not useful, because I don't think you use those with stars. I think it's worth testing, though. You see, that beam isn't really worth using. At least in my mind. You're better off just going with this, because it has a longer range and does just about as much damage, and I think you can attack with it more frequently, so... Just spam that beam attack. Ranged attacks are your friend in Helper to Hero, and most arena stuff in general. So get good at that beam, that long-range beam attack, and you'll probably survive. Next is Poppy Pro Jr. Well, yeah. Get good with bomb throwing. That's pretty much the basic gist of that one. You can set down bombs, it doesn't really do much. And remember, dashing and doing it. Dashing and throwing, you can go for a straight shot. So you want to guarantee hitting something from afar? Dash and throw. Otherwise, hold B for a small increment of time, and just do that. It's good to set up a bomb ahead of time, and then throw it after you, Don't forget, you can still do free movement, so all you gotta do is set up the bomb, and then plan your throwing strategy. Do that, you can really figure this out pretty easily. Just die already! Ah! You have to dash before you jump, or else you cannot do the straight throw, because dashing in midair does not work. I know from trying just now. But that's just a bombing frenzy. That one's also another simple strategy, when you only have one attack to go on. I mean, of course. Kim. This one can be a little complicated. So you have a lot of different ways to throw your yo-yo. Including up, down, a break spin, which I would not recommend, and just a plain yo-yo throw. You also have a jump spin, which I don't think is that useful, I don't think. You'll want to make use of the gazer spiral. Pretty much just attack with the yo-yo when you can. Do this if you want to do whittle damage. If you want to get rid of stuff around you. Then you do up and down. But the main thing you want to do is the complicated attack. Because that's the most damaging move he has. And it has the best range. So doing this could guarantee you get a lot of hits. I mean, For enemies that stay low on the ground, you'll probably just want to do this, but that geyser spiral can save you a lot when you have enemies that tend to stay high up, like Dynablade or Wham Bam Rock. So use that move if you want to hit enemies that are high up, frequently. All his attacks do about the same damage, so it's not really that much of a concern. Birdon. You have a bird here. I believe it has a different attack as well. Let me see. Let's see, we got the dash, the bomber head, of course. Condor dive as well. I believe it's actually invulnerable when it does those moves, so you may want to do those jumping attacks. I wouldn't worry about the other stuff, but yeah. Keep in mind, if you do whittle damage, you dash at people, just make sure you go through them afterwards. Yeah, you have to run, jump, and then hold down, press B for that. If you can't tell, that's a useful move. Which you can also do standing still. The dive will help you with ground enemies, of course. The other stuff, you'll just have to rely on your diving ability. See, look. And this attack doesn't stop. The Condor Dive doesn't stop when you use it. And don't forget, the Wing Flap does damage, too. So, yeah. Get good with the Condor Dive. Because that'll do the most damage and guarantee a lot of hits get done. Just, you know, if you have to do a little damage from afar, don't be afraid to keep your distance. Birdon can be a somewhat difficult one, but if you know how to use that dive, you can probably do a lot of strong damage without worrying about getting killed. Thank goodness for that strategy. Biospark. Well, you have a lot of kunai you can throw at them. Or knives, sorry. You have also plenty of other attacks, including a ninja kick. I don't know if it works like the pinpoint strike, but you have that strategy with you in case you want it. And well, yeah, you can press B to hide. Okay, so you take damage, press B immediately, you can hide yourself. So basically, you can keep yourself away from other damage, so you can't, like, let them, like, whittle down on you. That's something to keep in mind. So yeah, it can work like a pinpoint strike, except you're going more to a diagonal. But you can make it work. It can hit pretty much anything, so... Again, the kick will probably help you. The dash may help you in a couple situations, but the dive kick may be your best friend when it comes to the small enemies. So make use of that and know how to bounce and not get hit. That'll make sure that you, well, survive, for God's sake. Bonkers! Well, you have a hammer. Smash away! Get close if you can and smash. By the way, Bonkers does not have that hammer throw ability that Kirby does, because that gets rid of the hammer. So he's incapable of that kind of move, unfortunately. So yeah. Do this in midair to whack a lot of stuff away from you. Particularly dash, because you get 2 swings out of that. You pretty much just gotta do a lot of stuff at close range. But well, the giant swing is your friend. The fact that you can do destructive damage makes it easy to win with Bonkers, as long as you're quick and don't get hit. Just do those giant swings, you get open opportunities, just don't leave yourself vulnerable afterwards. Because remember, you're frozen for a second before and after that attack. You want to make sure you have the time to do that attack. Make it worthwhile, so you don't get hurt. Burning Leo. This could be a little difficult one to figure out, maybe. I mean, you're invincible during Fire Dash, so you can dash through enemies. Fire Dash is the way to go, really. Other than that, you may want to breathe fire to keep everybody away from you. Oh, yeah. I guess you can also do that. You can burn yourself, too. It's not that useful, but you can do it. You basically set yourself on fire. I forgot about that move. So, yeah. That move I don't really see having a lot of uses, though. But it's stylish. If you need to attack something midair, you can do that. But the dash burn is probably your best strategy. If you have to burn stuff from afar, feel free to do that. This should go through enemies without you taking damage, so try to activate the attack right before you run into an enemy. So that way, you can make the most out of it and don't really end up not on fire by the time you're onto an enemy. You know, you don't want to take damage to that thing, trust me. I mean, yeah, taking damage is the worst thing you can do. Now it's time for J2. You've seen strategies I've had for J2 in the past. My big suggestion is to basically do... You can charge up and charge through enemies if you wish to. In case they move around, you may just want to charge through them so you go back and forth and not take damage. Just keep in mind. Well, the way enemies move, you may end up taking damage afterwards. Oh, right. And of course, for range attack, press B again after you activate a full power jet boost. So you can basically do a shockwave attack on enemies. It has to be full power for it to work, though, so make sure you know the timing for that move. It also works if you hit a wall, which doesn't usually happen in a lot of boss battles, but utilize your speed to go through enemies if you have to, but make use of that shockwave attack, so that way you can frickin' not die. It's better to stay as far away from enemies as possible. Just so I know for myself, I'm sorry I checked this again. What is the name of that attack? Jet Cracker. Okay, the shockwave thing, I've been calling the shockwave as just Jet Cracker. Alright, just so I point that out. Alright, well, I may as well show the strategies of these guys again. So, reviewing the strategy of Bugsy, in case you didn't see the previous episode. Remember, most of his moves are suplex, so he's all about grabbing foes and throwing them, or doing something to them. Which you can also grab things in the air and throw them, so that's another strategy. But if you have nothing at all, kick, 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 kick. The fact you can do it so rapidly actually makes it a very useful attack. It's not very damaging, the fact you can rack it up. If you have nothing to throw, the pinpoint kick will save you with Bugsy. So make sure you know about that pinpoint kick move or you're done for. Like seriously, you're done for. Unless you really have the patience to wait for items to drop all the time. I actually beat this with Tack. But, well, Tack doesn't have a lot to go on, so it's actually pretty easy to understand. You have the simple hand attack and a charged hand attack. And if you're the kind that likes to dodge, well, you got the invisibility to basically hide you from everything. So if you feel like you're going to be in danger, guard and hide. His defense can't be pierced through, so it's easy to survive with Tack. Just make sure you guard in situations where you can't really attack. Just make sure you aren't vulnerable. The strategies are all very simple. Stay far to attack, guard when necessary. But everybody plays a little differently. Now this is the one that could be a little difficult. Wheelie. If you roll around, you are invincible, so as long as somebody doesn't try to slash you while you're rolling around, it shouldn't be bad. Just be sure to turn around a lot. And this also works on water. This one I might actually go to the mini-boss to show you how to get it to work. Okay, I'm the green one. So you can slow down, but it actually does less damage if you slow down. Nice to know you can actually slow down. Just keep in mind you're pretty much invincible during this. Just, you know, don't get careless. So yeah, that's the reason why this works. You're pretty much invincible while you do this attack. God damn it, just die already. Let's show off a mini-boss thing, just to get into the system. Just don't turn inside an enemy. Just go straight past them, and do not stick around in them. If you do, well then you're going to take damage, clearly. See, this is the ideal way to fight. You want to be able to go back and forth, and do not make it so you stop when you're inside an enemy, or you will regret it. It's really all you can do is the wheel. You can always start from mid-air, but my suggestion, try to not fight at a wall, because that means you're going to take damage if you hit a wall. So avoid the wall with Wheelie at all costs. Just fight around the center and go back and forth to damage them as they come. Just don't stop moving for the love of God. Rocky. Well, you guys know my general strategy for Stone, but it's better to go over it anyway. Remember, you have invincibility. So play the waiting game if you have to. Either dash into them to attack them, or coming from above. Just make sure you do an attack. And as long as you see attacks coming your way, you feel like you're in danger, stay perfectly still in stone form. You do a good bit of damage every time you do the stone attack. So don't be afraid to sit and wait. You can stay in this mode as long as you want. So wait till you feel safe, and come out of your stone form then. Just, you know, make sure you don't pin yourself down. It may take some time, but you can do a lot of damage quickly with Rocky. Just play the defense game, and you will not get hurt. And now the final one. It's just another Sword Warrior, but I believe there's a different attack. So, Sword Knight here. Well, you wield the King of Blades. At full health, you shoot beams. So, yep, you have a lot of the same stuff as before. The difference is you have an up thrust now. Which, well, it's useful. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same thing as Sword Knight. Or Blade Knight, rather. So, yeah, this is actually a pretty effective attack. If you're fighting enemies above you, do this. As long as they can't drop on you, this is a good strategy to go with. And also know the timing of invincibility frames for your enemies. Know the rate you have to attack in order to do optimum damage. But yeah, see? It's useful. And just to double check myself, I'm pretty sure Blade Knight here does not have an up thrust. Yep, Blade Knight does not have an up thrust. The up thrust actually makes Sword Knight a little more useful. Definitely take advantage of that, because it'll be easier that way. And well, that's every strategy with all the enemies, so you can beat this with everybody and get 100% completion. Which, by the way, it does count towards completion percentage, so you can do everything in the game without having to do all of these. But if you want to get 100%, you're going to want to have to beat this mode with every single helper. So remember, attack from afar or will damage up close. Whack the parasol with your life, and go to above if you can. Do freeze barrier or freeze attacks with your breath. Just slash and do downward slashes and run away if you can. Just attack far away from mirror or do your dash attack to attack everywhere. Yo-yo from afar and do the crazy gazer spiral to attack enemies up high. Throw bombs at everybody. I mean, that's easy. Do a charge shot at everybody. Just fully charge and fire away. Fully charge, fire away. And fly around so you can avoid everything. Well, throw your blades. Good luck to you. That's going to be a tough one. Do that condor dive so you can bomb a lot of things in the sky. It doesn't end. So, it doesn't end until you hit the ground. So make good use of that invincibility time to attack. Throw your knives everywhere. And you have a downward kick similar to the pinpoint kick from Bugsy. So make use of that too. That will probably help you stay in the air, so you can keep attacking. Smash with that giant swing to do mad damage for the love of God. Other than that, try swinging the air and stay away from enemies as much as you can. Do the dash burn so you can run through enemies and keep doing damage. If you're afraid to dash at them, just breathe fire. Do the dash attack through enemies similar to burning. However, you have the jet cracker by pressing B after a fully charged dash, so you can attack from afar, making it a lot safer, and it's a strong attack. Do that as often as possible. Pinpoint kick as much as you frickin' can, with down and B in the air. And then grab items if you can, and then throw them at the bosses for mad damage. Only do that when you have the opportunity, though. Just remember you're invincible while holding an item. Throw your hands at everything you can, and use this guard to hide from all attacks. Come out when you feel safe. Run back and forth at the center of the stage, so that way you don't die. Hopefully. Just make sure you don't run towards the edge of the screen or turn around inside an enemy. Play the waiting game. Stomp an enemy and wait to feel safe to come out of your rock to do it all over again. Similar to Blade Knight, but you have an up thrust to make things a little easier for you, so you can attack enemies above from the ground without any real trouble. Never forget the multi-sword strike for a lot of little damage from afar. It's that simple. There you go. Took us about almost 25 minutes, but that's how you fight with every single character, helper to hero. Now, if you'll excuse me, the reason I show this off is because next time, I'll have completed all of this by the time you come back. That's why I'm doing this now, so I can get it out of the way. Remember, you don't get any extra unlockables for beating with everybody, but it's useful to have done. Now, I don't want to show the winning trophies for everybody, because that'll still take a long-ass time. Just beat it with a foe and you'll figure it out. It's just their poses, damn it. Well, that's how you do everything helper to hero. Sorry for wasting your time and getting nothing done, but hey, I show a strategy for doing it with all of them. As far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. So you've at least seen how all of them fight and know how you get through all the bosses. And you saw all the bosses in the previous episode, so not too concerned. Sorry for the lack of concern. But oh well. So next episode, we'll make some real progress. We'll actually start Revenge of the King. One of my favorite modes because, well, now we got through that little extra stuff. Now we're going to get into the stuff that I consider basically like hard mode in this game, which would be pretty cool. So like next time, once the difficulty takes an ultra turn. You know, I gotta stop coming up with these puns involving the word ultra. They become less and less fun the more I say them.